to Big Blog Update Cam, and I'm going to turn around quickly because there's a train coming towards us. Can we see the train? There he is. There he is. Look at the train flying by. Whoa. I say it's exciting because we're following. It's not.
It's a police car.
It doesn't seem like the most exciting. Oh, and a police car. Here you go. Police car. But the train isn't the most exciting thing. But we've been following a train track for pretty much 2 days now, and we haven't seen a train. So that's the first train we've seen, which is quite interesting. But anyway, back to Blog Update Cam, and yeah, we've got as far as the day of the 7th, which was a particularly interesting day. I've got my notes here. Because the 7th was a day when we were supposedly going to Hamilton. In fact, we did go to Hamilton, but we were told we had to get very early to go to Hamilton. I don't know, for some reason I didn't question this. Like, I didn't really understand why we had to leave so early, but I think I'd lost the will to question why we were doing stuff then. So we got up insanely early.
Are you suspicious?
Well, Leanna's asked if I was suspicious. I was a bit weirded out as to why we had to go really so early, but there's been a few things that we've done that were a bit obscure in terms of timing, and I think I just decided that there'd been a discussion and it'd been decided that we needed to get up that early, so we were just going that early. Something must be happening that happens at a certain time. I don't know. It happens a lot, but anyway, we left to go to Hamilton, and before we'd gone very far at all, we pulled off of the main road, and I was a bit distracted. I didn't really notice this, and then we pulled into an airstrip, and I was again a bit distracted. Then suddenly I turned to John, asking where I was going, and he told me some line that he was trying to turn around, which is rubbish. But then he pulled up at the airfield, and Leanne turns to me and goes, "Surprise! It's your birthday surprise!" And I was a bit worried. Initially I thought they booked me in for some sort of skydive, which would be rubbish. I don't think I'd like to do that. But what they'd actually booked me in for was very, very cool. Yeah, you so should have played on that. What they actually booked me in for was a test flight, to be a pilot on a flight. A trial flight. That's probably the better way of putting it. A trial flight. So yeah, I got to go up in a little 4-seater. Leanne and John were in the back. Leanne here, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, Leanne and John were in the back. I was obviously pilot seat. The real pilot was in co-pilot seat, and yeah, we did a bunch of checks. Well, he did a bunch of checks. I didn't really do the checks, but I did sit there and watch him. And then he took off, and then almost as soon as he'd taken off, he handed over to me, and then I flew. I was in charge of. As far as I was aware, I was in charge of everything. But in reality, I think I was mainly in charge of the control. Andy and Chris are going to laugh at me now, but the control stick, the steering wheel, whatever it's known as on a plane, I took charge of that, as I was in charge of keeping the plane going in a straight line and turning and going up and down and altitude, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, we did a little tour, we did a little circuit, as it's known apparently. Speaking to Tim, we went over to June and Tim's house, went over Hamilton, and then back to the airport. It was amazing. I was up there for, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, I guess. I don't know how long we were up there for, but yeah, that was really cool. So I flew. That was amazing. And then the guy took over again, the pilot, Luigi, his name, took over when we came into land. But yeah, it was that was an amazing birthday present, completely unexpected, completely by surprise. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that really, other than big thank you to Leanne here. And I think she'll say a big thanks to John and Tim. John and Tim. Tim is a member of the airfield, I don't know whether the air club or whatever, the pilots club or whatever they call themselves, at the airstrip where we flew out of, which incidentally I think was also the same place where Chris, Leanne's brother, learned to be a pilot. I think it was exactly the same place. Hamilton CTC, well, I was at CDC, was right next door, so yeah, so we completed that, and a big thanks to Tim and John for helping to organise that. Afterwards, we went into Hamilton, where we went to Hamilton Gardens, which was, we originally set off to do quite a lot of stuff in Hamilton, but I think we decided to bypass most of it because it was getting quite late afterwards. But the Hamilton Gardens that we did do were amazing. We had a bit of lunch in there, and Leanne got to feed the ducks. Feeding of the ducks, Leanne?
Yeah, it was good. Sparrows are better.
Sparrows are better, there you go. And then we basically, the Hamilton Gardens is this weird thing where it's divided up into seemingly like 15 or 20 different gardens, some of them quite small, all different themes. Like there's an English country garden, there's a herb garden, there's a Maori garden, There's an American modern garden, there's a Japanese garden, an Indian garden. You get the impression there's lots of different gardens, and each one of them is really quite stunning. It was really nice. It was so hot, so we were starting to get a little bit lethargic by the end of it. But that was a really nice day out. Really, really nice. Anything else you want to add from the gardens, Leanne?
No, it's good.
Enjoy a very, very nice day out. So the rest of that day we basically went back and had a chilled out few hours back home in the afternoon. I'm going to turn you back around so you can see where we're going again. And then the evening was a particularly cool evening. Remember what we did that evening, Leanne?
No, you're going to have to tell me.
That was when we went kayaking to the glowworms.
That was one of the coolest things I've ever done.
What do you say, Leanne?
It's one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Yes, cool. It literally was one of the coolest things we've ever done. So we basically, it gets quite complicated. John's sister is Jodie. Jodie's married to a guy called Dave, who happens to be Mark Terry's brother, but that's not relevant for this story. But Dave is a member of the church here, and the church have like an outdoor activity centre, which is theirs. Got a whole tons of stuff, zip wires and water slides and all that sort of stuff, but they also have a bunch of kayaks. And what we did is we took those kayaks, I say we, there was Tim and John, there was me and Leanne, there was Naomi's brother, Ben, and there was Dave, and June came as well, actually, yeah. And so I guess that's about 8 of us or so. And we went out on these one-man kayaks, and we headed up I guess it's still the Waikato River. And it wasn't a particularly long journey. We must have been only going for half an hour or so. But we headed up towards this little canyon that we sailed through in the light. We went past this canyon a bit further upstream and got to where we stopped. Had some great little fire and made some marshmallows. Roasted some marshmallows. And waited till it got dark. And then when it got dark, we went our kayaks and really slowly came back through this big canyon that we'd gone through, and it was literally full to the brim with glowworms. It was very, very cool. There were, I don't know, thousands of glowworms. Thousands, you'd say?
Yeah.
I would say thousands. But it was so magical because it was pitch black and the stars were out above, and it was literally like Christmas lights. They were so weird. So you could get really close, you couldn't see them, you could just see the light. And they were
like stars.
Yeah, they were like stars, except there were too many, so you knew they weren't stars because there were too many for them to definitely be stars. But yeah, they were just like constellations of stars. Really, really cool. That was one of the coolest things that we've done on this holiday, I think, is that. We've done some pretty cool stuff, but that was one of the coolest, I think. I've never been anywhere where we've had a chance to see glowworms before. I've seen the pictures and stuff, but I don't think anything really does them justice as to when you're actually there.
I think it was really cool when you got up close to them. They were actually green.
Yeah, they were, don't they? They were kind, and the light was almost like a filament. It was really weird. It was. I don't know. You couldn't tell where the bug was when it was dark. You could just see the light, but yeah, it was particularly special, that, and I'm really grateful for John and Dave in particular for organising that one. That was really special.
Oh, look right.
We got beach, big beach. We got truck. We got road, and we got mountains. All sorts of good stuff going on here. Yeah, and that was the end of that day. That's the end of we've done so much, it's insane. So that brought us to the end of the 7th. Oh no, actually, I tell a lie, because in between going back from Hamilton and going to the kayaking, I did actually complete 3 underwater lengths in their pool. Leanne is smiling because she couldn't do that. Did you do that, Leanne?
In my face.
No,
I'm sure if I'd had to go on that last day, I could have beat you.
Oh, what was that, Leanne?
Yeah, I'm sure I would have beaten you.
Oh, yeah. If Leanne would have tried, I'm going to turn around for this one. If Leanne would have tried, she claimed she would have beat me. My question to her is why she didn't try. That's my question.
I didn't know you were in there. Where was I?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, Leanne's coming up with excuses. But yes, 3 complete lengths underwater. Woo woo! And that was it, really. That and the fact that we had a pizza at dinner, which was particularly yummy, but was a bit of a pain in the ass to organise. Someone had, I'm going to turn around for this, someone had a margarita pizza with pineapple. That was it. That's not pizza in my book. That's just some fruit on a bit of bread. That's rubbish. I don't know what that's all about. But yeah, there we go. Anyway,
Welcome to Marlborough.
woo, welcome to Marlborough Wine Country. Woo, woo. Right, I think that's probably it then. I'm going to sign off for now.